I could not come up with any sort of direction for them. So I was very embarrassed. Oh man, it was such a bad moment. I wonder if my face looks a bit too big. It's actually my first time kind of shooting a video like this where I kind of share stories in my life, my experiences, and anyhow, I'm just gonna be as natural, as authentic as I can be in this video, and hopefully I will just speak better, appear better in front of a camera. And I think that's probably the best for me and also for viewers like yourselves who I haven't met yet. So back in 2014, I traveled with a group called Up With People. It was an incredible opportunity to travel around the world, to perform a musical show, and to do community services. So it was all good and fun. Alright? And in this program, during this kind of 6 months of us traveling together, we had this kind of internship program, and everybody can apply for it. I, as ambitious as I am, I strive to apply for a position called show manager intern. And to my surprise, I got accepted, even though I did not have any sort of musical background or musical training. So I was kind of over the moon, really. Because I got to work with the show manager, I got to work with the leadership team, I got to lead the whole cast to do musical shows. It's gonna be a great time, right? And then reality sets in. When the honeymoon phase kind of passed, and I really have to look at kind of my, how do you say this, my weakness. And English is not my first language, so in order to be a good show manager intern, you really need a good communication skill. And I did not have a good, command over English. I did not have good fluency over English at that point. So I was very stressed out. I remember that during one of our rehearsal, I tried to tell the whole cast to kind of move left, move right, turn around, but I could not come up with the word at that point. And everybody just looked at me asking for direction, and I was just lost for word. I could not come up with any sort of direction for them. So I was very embarrassed. Oh man, it was such a bad moment. And then I kind of got really anxious and worried. Now, here's how things started to turn around. Miguel, who is the show manager, who I studied directly under, he sat me down one day and he asked me this profound questions. How do you eat an elephant? And I did not know how to make of it. And then I asked him, so how? And he said, one piece at a time. One piece at a time. I did not know how to make of his answer either. And then he started to elaborate on his answer. So whenever you face a big challenge, you have to learn to break it down into smaller units of problems, and then you learn to deal with those smaller units problems either with more practice or with teamwork. When those thoughts kind of become crystallized in my mind, I think my perspective has changed. I felt that a burden has been lifted off of my shoulder. It's like I still bear the responsibilities, but I know that Miguel is there for me. I just need to learn to focus on the things that I could be better at. So instead of just kind of leading the group with no preparation, I would kind of stay back at home, prepare how to give command, prepare how to lead the whole cast. And kind of the end result of that story is this. My show manager internships was a very thrilling experience. It's a very stressful time for me, but I think I did conclude with a good success. I know that it's not an ideal success, but I learned to take risks and overcome it. Do it regardless of how fearful, of how uncertain I am. And I think it really helps to build up my character or my confidence, really. So I think that's a good story, and whoever is out there who has listened to this story, I hope that whenever you face a big, overwhelming challenge and goals, please remember that you can break it down into smaller units of problems, and then you can work either by yourself or work with somebody to come up with a solution to solve the little problems, so you don't have to feel stressed out. So I hope that my story has helped you in some sort of way. That's about it, and God bless you guys. All right, peace out.